Hi everybody, welcome back to Mona's Take. I am Mona Rose and today we are going to be talking about Big Brother. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It helps my channel grow. I appreciate all the love and support. We're going to start out with the episode from last night. As everyone knows, Misha had HOH. There were so many alliances being formed, I couldn't even keep up. The first alliance we saw was Cynthia, Carson, Todrick, and Shanna. And then we saw later on that Maya and Teddy were introduced into that alliance. Well, then Misha had her own plans. She wanted to do the Athletes Alliance, like Lamar and Todrick and herself. And Mia, she pulls her in at the last minute. Explains to her that she wants her in on the alliance, but that she needs to use her as a pawn, and then proceeds to lay out her plan to backdoor Teddy. Well, Mariah's thinking is she's in an alliance with Teddy. So she listens and she takes it all in, and she takes everything right back to Teddy, which in turn, Teddy takes to Todrick. Which in turn, Todrick takes to Misha, which I did not see that coming because he's in the alliance with Mariah and Teddy. So he starts out playing hard. He's playing the whole house. I think he has an alliance with everybody in that house except for Chris Kattan, and I guess that's all that he hasn't had an alliance with. Because Chris Kirkpatrick was in the Athletes Alliance with Misha. So it gets back to Misha. Well, Misha's upset, so she calls Carson up, explains to him that she may need to use him in a pawn, but she's not going to tell him anything else about the plan. She's already been burned once. So Carson's not happy with it, but he's not going to say anything because that's Big Brother. You nod and color in the lines. So it comes to nominations. She nominates Carson and she nominates Mariah. Mariah is her target because Mariah has betrayed her at this point. Let me start with Todrick. He is playing so hard. He is playing every side of the house. And if you can do it smoothly, it works. But he's not so smooth about it. People have already started catching on to his game. Whoever's in power, he's going to be up their butt. Plain and simple. They go through all of that, and then they have the Mon twist. That was a gift bag that was in the gala box. It was a hat. It was a purse, but it was a hat. They started out with Misha, and she had to pass it on to someone. And whoever had the hat last got safety for the week. So it was strategic to give it to someone you did not want to have safety because you knew they were going to have to turn around and give it to somebody else so they wouldn't be safe for the week. And so they went down the line. Cynthia ended up being the last one with it. And Mariah was the one that had to choose between, I believe it was Shanna. Yeah, it was Shanna and Cynthia. Anyway, she chose to give the hat to Shanna, and Shanna had to give it to Cynthia. So Cynthia has safety for the week. But when they were talking about this twist, they said it's a blessing to one and a curse to another. And that your social game is more important than ever, and that you could go home even if you weren't on the block. A lot of conspiracies are going on right now that Mon won backwards is Nom now. So speculation is that Cynthia's going to get to nominate someone else. I don't know if she's going to get to pull somebody down and replace them, or if it's going to be like a third nominee scenario. We'll find out tonight. That's the running theory. That's the only thing I can think of that would be a blessing to one and a curse to another. Is because Cynthia's safe, so nothing's going to happen to her. So it's a blessing for her. So we'll see how it plays out tonight. Alright, on to the live feeds. I was so happy to have the live feeds last night. I honestly was up till 3 o'clock this morning watching them and critiquing everything and seeing what I could figure out. And it took a minute because, you're coming in a week later and all kinds of stuff has already happened. Start with Chris Kirkpatrick. Evidently, he left yesterday and went to a hotel, Wednesday, and went to a hotel. I think that's why we didn't get the live feeds, because they were trying to work that out. It had something to do with Mariah. People are speculating that he made her feel uncomfortable in some sort of way. I don't know. We'll probably never know because those feeds weren't up. We don't know exactly what did happen unless people talk about it more, and I think they've kind of been told not to. So I think that's why we didn't get the live feed. So when we get the live feeds, it first goes to Todrick and Teddy having a very intense, deep argument. Evidently, Todrick has blown up the alliances, both of them now, and he's voting to get Teddy out. Teddy feels like he betrayed her because they were supposed to be in an alliance together, and then he backtracked and went with whoever was in power. So they argued for a pretty good bit, while Cynthia and Carson kind of stayed out of it. They were playing spades. They were doing whatever they could to just not be in the limelight. And then you have a conversation with Misha and Chris Kilpatrick about Chris doesn't want to vote out Teddy because he considers them friends. He would rather vote out Mariah, but Misha wants Teddy out. Teddy's very upset that the fact that she got the back door, so she didn't get to compete to even try to save herself. Which I think, first nomination week, that's a bit early to start backdooring people. We shall see. I think she's messed up her game, but we'll find out. Everything on the live feeds last night revolved around Todrick and Misha. If it wasn't Todrick and Misha talking, it was everyone else talking about them. We even heard at one point, Todrick was telling Misha that he would have no problem voting Carson out, putting Carson up. She said, well, I thought y'all were friends. And he said, well, to be honest, he's going to take me out if I don't take him out first. So I'm like, the one person in the house that you probably have the best connection with, the closest connection to, and you're already talking about putting him up? I don't know. He's playing way too hard, way too fast, and I think it's going to bite him in the butt. Last night was filled with so much drama. I was kind of disappointed when I saw the cast reveal, and I thought this is going to be a boring season. These guys and gals have come to play, and they have already started the backstabbing and the conniving, which is what we're here for. Let's be honest, that's what I love. That's why I watch it. So it's going to make for good television. Started out this morning. They're already up. They're going around. And Todrick is making his rounds. He knows that Misha's fixing to be out of power because they're going to have an HOH competition tonight. So he is running around kissing everyone's butt. He is all up in Cynthia with the comments, and I just knew you were somebody I could trust, and I just knew you were somebody I wanted to hang with, and da-da-da-da. But yet he betrayed their alliance. But he knows that she has the power to do something tonight. And so he's trying to cover his ass and make sure that his social game is on point. I thought he would have played a better game coming right off of hosting the cookout at his house for so long. I mean, those players were strategic. And like them or not, like the way everything went down or not, they played a perfect, flawless game. They did what they intended to do, which was get down to the final six. I don't know, as long as I've watched Big Brother, that I've seen a game go that smooth. You would think that Todrick, being a Big Brother fan, has seen this. He would know when too much is too much. You can't be seen talking to every single person in the house and making alliances with every single person in the house. At some point, you have to choose which one of those alliances you're going with, and usually it's not within the first few hours of the alliance. So we will see how he does. Tell me what you think in the comments. Let me know who you think's playing a good game, who you think is tanking their game, who do you think's going to be in the end of all of this, what you think about the personalities, who you're surprised with. Carson, I did not think that I was going to like. I figured he is over the top, comedian, always trying to be funny. Same thing with Chris Kattan. Like, they're going to get on my everlast nerves because they're going to be joking and not ever taking anything seriously and just be over the top. I was wrong. I love Carson. I think if he keeps his head down, I think he's got a chance to go to the final three. Right now, my pick to the final three would be Carson, Cynthia. And let's see, those two are easy, but let's see who the third person that I would put in there. I think probably Lamar, because I think Lamar's playing a good social game. I could see him being in the final three. I would love to find a way for them to keep Teddy, because I think if they kept Teddy, that Carson, Shanna, Teddy, and Cynthia would go to the end together. I think those four would be a good, strong matchup. So tell me what you think in the comments below, and I am going to try to get awake since I've only had a few hours sleep and get ready for tonight. You guys have a great day, and as always, thank you for joining and supporting. Much love. Mwah.